looks a little bit rougher than I thought.
In one of our previous videos, we asked if anybody had got any bikes lying around that had been standing for any amount of time that we might be interested in coming down to start up. Rory from Scotland got in touch with us and said that he'd got a Suzuki Katana that had been sitting since the year 2000. So 23 years it had been standing. He said he'd stripped it down in order to rebuild it and possibly restore it back to its former glory. But had sadly since then developed MS and he wasn't able to continue the project. Would we like to come down and view it? So we're up in Scotland most weeks and we arranged to meet Rory at 10 o'clock on Friday morning, so we decided to drive up on Thursday afternoon. We were up early and enjoyed a beautiful dawn on the beach in Aberdeen. Waited for a shop to open so we could collect a bike, and then drove an hour and a quarter to Inch, where Rory's place is.
What a lovely place this is. And here's the bike. So, 1981 I believe, Suzuki Katana. That looks a little bit rougher than I thought. So I had a little chat with Rory and he says everything is here. So let's have a little look. Looks like the exhaust for it. Now he says when he stripped it down because he wanted to fully restore it, and then life got in the way and he never got round to it. But it's I want to say it's dry storage in here, but it's not really. So it's quite rough. This is going to be a big ass to get this running. But it's like he says, the bike doesn't owe him anything. So what we've suggested to him is it would be a real ask for us to come up here and do the work on the bike here. We'd be hampered for room. And it's a long way from home. We're like 7 hours away. We're in Sheffield. So yeah, that would be really difficult. So another thing I can't see is the fuel tank. So we've got the seat. I think that's the tail unit. We might be biting off a little bit more than we can chew here. What do you think, guys and girls? Should we try and get that going? Is this an ambitious plan? Let's have a quick look. Engine. He says everything's here. That looks like more parts. That's the CDI battery box. Let's get a few parts around here. Looks like the undertail. Rear light, number plate, or number plate holder, indicators, oil cooler. What else we got? We got all the brakes. Air filter box, got the brakes. There's the carbies. Carbies are in the bottom. Nice air filter. Game of frustration. That may be what this bike is. So I'm gonna have to get an inventory of parts, I think. Try and figure out it's not just gonna be an easy job. So there's me thinking, he just meant, oh, I'd take the engine out. He stripped the entire thing. So the wheels are still in it, but it's basically just a rolling chassis. No wiring loom. Yeah, this is a big ask. It's got some keys at least. Let's have a look how many miles it's done. $42,063 miles. Yeah, I don't think this is ever going to be a mint bike again. He says the problem is he bought it off someone after they dropped it and smashed the pop-up headlight. Oh, the wiring loom is there. Just don't go all the way back. So I have to find the rest of the loom. So engine carbs. Still haven't seen a fuel tank anywhere. That's not too reassuring. You can see some oil down there. See the inlets. And the valves look a little bit. Let's move this block and tackle. So, in a sense, it's a bit reassuring that a couple of those inlets are full of oil, because that may have saved them. But there's a couple that isn't, aren't, should I say, and we're not sure if this engine's going to turn over or not. So I would need to do a bit of a recce on it. Gearbox is alright. Not sure if there's a gear lever that we could click on it and try and turn things. We just pull the chain, just stick the chain on it and pull the gearbox in a high gear, so you can get it to just turn over a tiny little bit. I don't know if someone's thought ahead and filled those with oil when they put it there, or what. I'm going to need assistance. So Rory says that we're alright to take the bike away and try and get it running in our workshop. It would be a real pain to be able to have to do it here. As I said, Rory has MS, so he won't be riding it again anyway, unfortunately. But we'd still like to get it back in one piece for him, possibly. And if we could get a pop-up headlight, I know that's a big ask, because these things are so rare now. We do have water dripping in, that's why it's so damp in here. Right, so a little chat with Rory, and he's good to let us take it back to Sheffield, but we're not going to be taking it today. I've got a van full of bikes, so it's not going to be today. Also, he says he wants to do something with the Varadero, which I'm not sure. Yeah, battery's absolutely dead, so we can't even see what miles are on that. But I think we'll try and get that sold for him. He's a really nice fella, he's got a great sense of humour. But he says the tank is here. So it was a complete bike apart from the headlight. And that is a little bit of a worry. But what I think that is, the oil, I think that is engine oil that has crept past the rings and crept past the valves. Maybe a couple of those valves are open. And it's got into the ports. So that may have saved it. We pop the plugs out and spin it over if it will turn over. But either way, we're going to make some exciting content out of it. Suzuki Katana. If you want to see this kind of stuff, or if you want to see me finish this project, or even just start this project, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. So what do you think we should do with this bike? Do you think we should just get it started, or do you think we should do more to get it possibly roadworthy? If we were to get it roadworthy, it would take a little bit of input from possibly someone else. We would not have the budget to get this roadworthy. So if anyone can help, anyone does want to help, you'd be technically sponsoring the video and possibly getting the bike roadworthy for Rory, which would be a nice thing. Also, if anybody has a bike that's sitting around in the back of the garage somewhere that's not done anything in an amount of years that you'd like to see started again, give us a shout. We'll possibly come down, we'll assess the situation, and maybe we could make some content out of it.
See what your love man is.